Okay guys, it's really hot right now, and I want to do an activity with you. So let me just get our tripod. I left it here, and it's hot. Okay, so here are our newly unboxed succulents. We're gonna be replanting those. And now I have my pumice right here. It's just the large one, the matanghito. So I also wanted to recycle our pumice right now so that I can use it on that. We have a lot of pumice which we took off from our old succulents. So we have this. I haven't still watered those. So let's just take our tripod and let's go inside and wash our pumice. Okay, so we're inside the house, and this is the pumice that I recently soaked. Pardon the mess that we have here. Actually, the first process that I do with my pumice is I wash off all the organic materials that used to be in it. So what I do is I sift it with my sifter with our tray that has holes in it. So I sift out the organic materials, and then after sifting it out, I still rinse it with water several times before I soak it with soap. So I soak it with soap overnight just so to make sure that it doesn't have any bad stuff that might cause fungus or might cause rot on our succulents. So I really soak it in soap. And after this process, I actually make the pumice white again. So if you have old pumice that you remove from your succulents and they're already yellowing or they're already dark in color, washing them with soap will make them cleaner again, and they look much more presentable when you plant your new succulents in them. So before I also rinse this one, I want to shout out to all our very gracious viewers who always view the channel, who always watch our videos, and to Pinoy All Out Media, he's always requesting for a shout out. I'm also going to be shout outing our regular viewers right here, and to all our new viewers out there who are still watching the channel after a very long time. And yes, you're still viewing us even if gardening is not so in anymore. So I think that just happens. But I'm really glad that people are still watching and enjoying the recent videos that I'm making. So thank you very much for your support. Now let's just switch the camera so you can see me while I rinse out this pumice. Now this is our dirty kitchen, and probably not a kitchen, just a washing area, the laundry area of our house. It's kind of messy. This is also where I wash my old pots. So it's kind of really messy here. And now we're gonna be washing our pumice here. This is also where I wash my pumice. Now, of course, pumice, as we all know, it's not a very cheap material. It's not found everywhere. It's actually a type of volcanic rock. And because of that, it's quite a pricey type of material. And you might want to not waste your pumice. So what I do is, after I repot my old succulents, I just collect their old pumice. And again, as I said, I sift it out, especially the smaller particles, because as you use your pumice on your plants, they will decrease in size. They will get smaller in time. After watering them continuously, they will get smaller. So the dusty ones, the dusty particles of pumice, I really sift it out so that it doesn't stay with the mixture. And if you already got sand-sized pumice, it will actually hinder the drainage of your plants. So you might want to just sift out the larger sized pumice and just throw away the sandy particles. So that's what I do here. This has already been washed, and now I'm just gonna rinse it. Okay, so now we're done with washing our pumice. It's still kind of soapy, but I can let it stay like that because it really doesn't affect the plant. Soap doesn't affect the plant, and after a few washing, it will just wash off the soap. After a few watering, the soap will just wash out of the pumice. So it doesn't matter if you leave it just a little bit soapy. Okay, I don't want to waste a lot of water. Some other people will even cook their pumice, but I find that it's gonna take me a lot of time, and I'm gonna waste a lot of resources. Gas is actually much more expensive than just water. But what I do, just so I can make it sterilize a little bit more, is I will leave this out in the sun, and I will let the sun dry it out, because if you dry it out with the sun, you actually sanitize the pumice even further. So that really helps. and of course I will still have to dry it out, so I'm gonna leave this out in the sun, and that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, so let's just bring this outside and let it dry out in the sun. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry out here in the sun, and what I would recommend is that you don't leave it for a very long time, because if you leave it and it's already dry, cats may poop in it. Okay, cats really like to poop on stuff, and they will poop on your pumice, so you just wait for them, watch over them as they dry up, and once they're dry, you can use them on your potting mix. Okay everyone, so we're back. Here are the succulents that we will be planting, and I already brought in the pumice that we've left to dry out in the sun, and here they are. Here it is, and it's already dried up, and it's still a little bit damp, but it's not very wet. Okay, so I'm going to be splitting this up because I have a lot of succulents to plant, so I will be leaving the other pumice there, and then I will be making our potting mix with this with this pumice. Okay, so let me just switch the camera, and then we're gonna be doing our planting. Okay, so as we're mixing this potting mix, I just want to share you my recent thoughts on how I make my potting mix for sedums, because I recently have one of our commenters on our videos asked about how do I care for sedums, how do I keep them alive, and really sedums are an ongoing process with me. I don't have a straightforward method of growing sedums, and I'm actually just adjusting my sedum care. And recently I also haven't had a lot of sedums. I haven't bought a lot of sedums because it was hot, so I wasn't really growing sedums a lot recently. But for our last purchases of sedums, I recently have been getting more success with doing this guesstimate of mixing alnus compost and vermicast and carbonized rice hull on our potting mix, as you can see as what I did here. And also I've been adding more larger size pumice, because I found out that when I was still using the matanghito pumice, the next to the smallest size pumice, it was easily getting eroded as the time moved on, and when you water your plants consistently, they will become eroded and they will become sand-like, and that really hinders the growth of the plant. And most of the succulents that were not doing well here in my place, they really had this sand-like appearance to their pumice, which is now I'm critical about sifting the pumice, making sure there are no sand particles, and then I'm also adding the larger size pumice along with the smaller size one, just to make sure that they will not clump up together. As the time moves on, the larger size pumice will prevent the potting mix from clumping up too much. So I'm actually mixing, if you're in the Philippines, the pumice size that I'm using right now along with the matanghito is the mais. So it's a corn sized pumice that I'm using here on our potting mix. So now let's go to our actual planting process. Okay guys, so we're back and it's currently very windy here. You can hear the greenhouse just blowing with the wind, and now I just wanted to show you the planted succulents that we had. So when I recorded that video the other day, I wasn't able to talk because it was already getting noisy here at my place, and right now the dogs are noisy. So now I think that it's getting much more quiet, so I can show you the plants already. Let me switch the camera. Here it is. That's the Padji that we repotted. Okay, so it's no longer looking, still not looking beautiful. It's mushy still. Okay, but it's getting a lot of sun, so I hope that the mushiness will stop soon. Okay, but really it will be a challenge making that one beautiful again. So we also have our comixtum right here, our big tall sedum right there. Okay, we have our Leticia, which is getting burned already. Oh no, another plant is missing, the jet beads. Oh no, this is so sad. It dropped. Okay, it was too tall for that pot. Oh no, that's really sad. And to even show it on camera, it's gotten really very windy here, and I will try to solve that problem. We got burning on our Leticia. This one doesn't seem to be burned. Okay, so we have that. We have our Echeverias right here. Okay, we have that. The Echeverias already is opening up. So you can tell that what I said before, when it was still closed, that it will open soon. So that's what happens. Okay, what else? We have our Sedum George. I think that was from another batch. This is our other sedums. I have top watered them, but I don't think that it's enough to make them plump. So this one is still plump. So this one not so plump. I will be bottom watering this later on so that we can make that plump. Okay, what else? So here is our Crassula, not watered yet. I will be watering it soon. Okay, so we have that update. So it's getting really windy here. You can hear the greenhouse, yes, but it's not breaking with the wind. Okay, but I will be planning a backup in case that it might break, and then in case that it will get blown away and I will have to replace the plastic. So I will be preparing that soon. Okay, so now I really hope that you like what we did here on this video. We washed our pumice and then we replanted our succulents into them again. So it's a really useful way to conserve materials, and that you won't have to spend a lot of money, especially if you're constantly repotting your plants. You can just reuse your pumice. So I think I would really recommend that if you haven't tried that already. And I think that's about it for this video, guys. If you really like it, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.